Hello, everybody. It's like, no, don't stutter on that word. I welcome all. Welcome. And now I'll get it up on the tablet. There's always a million things to do. Oh, I'll lose a lot of people. Oh, it's fine. It's like, it's just me. Got to get these things. Hi, Denise. Hi, Laura. Good morning, sister. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Lori. Hi, Donna. And Gladys. I got to get this down where I can see it better. It's like, it won't let me get out of YouTube land. View my channel live. And there's me. And and there's me. Turn off my volume because I had it on to help read it last night. Hi, Mary. Yeah. Donna's got the question. How you feeling, Laura? She's talking on the YouTube thing, so she must be feeling a little better. At least I hope she is. Hi, Carol. It's like, I was noticing my hair's all icky, but I'm not going to go redo it. Austin's on my list today. Hi, Gisela. It's like he sent a very delayed message on a group text. So I thought he says, I smell smoke. And it's like about the same: fever, cough, and congestion. Are you home or work? Are you in that glass bubble? And so I hurried up and got up to find out he was talking about Casey thinking. Stay in that glass bubble. Do not leave that office. Hi, June. So I got up, got dressed, and was heading over to Austin's when it was Nina remembered. Good job. And to find out it was a joke. Hi, Kathy. So I went and met with Douglas and took him half a Subway sandwich. So I had breakfast today. My laptop. I use laptop for the camera and my tablet for the viewing the words. And good morning, Terry. Did you ever figure out early? No. I have no idea. It's just sitting there on the board going, what is it? I went through everything I have, and there's nothing for that day. So, is it something for Ronnie? I don't know. Oh, it's like, I could show you guys. Ronnie sent a picture. Yes, I'm doing. They're talking about the purple and teal. Austin, Alicia wants Ronnie to get the purple wig, and Austin said he'd dye his hair purple. And then Ronnie says, no, it needs to be teal. I said, purple and teal. That way it's in honor of Larry's pancreatic. Then Casey says, all you need now is a couple hogs to go riding on. And I was going to write Casey, put him on a saddle, but I have to turn my volume down. And the only way I can do that is through this. It has to be on. But where the heck's the picture? There. Ronnie's new do, because her hair is getting so thin. Try to get the window shine out of it. And hi, Deb. Hi, Northern Willows. So I had another early day. Hello. I got stomach glue. I am lurking and napping. You have stomach flu? It's like, I want some of that glue if we can get rid of it to stomach. And Gisela wants to know how Kathy's doing. But when my son's pickup yesterday, his transmission went out. So he had to drive the 40 some miles home at 30 miles an hour. And he says, do you know you can watch this grass grow? You see sights that you've never seen before at 30 miles an hour. So I told him he could start pickup Hinge. There's Stonehenge, there's Carhenge, there's one in Nebraska and one in Texas. And I says, you could start pickup Hinge out here and become a tourist attraction. But it's, and good morning, Della. But I had to, once these chats get going like this, it seems like they never quit until you think the last person has said something and then you'll get a ding ding. But I'm still so proud of yesterday's accomplishment. It's like, I guess I got to turn off some of the bright from outside. I'm going to use this as my tester. There's better color, right? When it gets to YouTube land. Okay. It was a fun thing. And you guys found out yesterday, I do talk to myself a lot when I'm making something new. But Austin, when I told him I was going to kick his butt for starting the thing, he says, first you have to catch me, Grandma. But today is the wovens. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccup now. Nothing new. See, what did I do yesterday after I left here? Vacuum the floor again. Because it's good old shed time. We call it, what, blow the coat? Okay, Texas Angel is home now. She had surgery. But I was cleaning house. I got the quilt top on part of it on the long arm. And I come to check to make sure nobody else was doing any lives yesterday. Sat down to eat my dinner, and then I find out Rita was on a live. Just adding the ruffle soon should be done. Terry is designing on her own, making her dress reversible. Hi, Courtney. And more things here. Hi, Kathy. And Last night, Rita went overtime because she was having issues with her block, and I loaded it up and talked her through it. So Rita got her block done. It's called Nancy Star. Hi, Darlene. Gisella's working on UFOs. Mine's getting less and less. Not really. I took one out. Well, the one that I have out didn't even make the closet. Hi, Sheila Gage. It's only Sheila I know. So, hi, Sheila. But it's like, so there's my menagerie, my cut pieces. Gotta adjust the camera. It's just like you, a little difficult. That's a good one, Nancy. I think we're all a little difficult. We can be anyway. I tend to be a lot difficult at times. Too much work, and I'm guessing a lot. Maybe I'll figure out a way to do it and be clear about it. Yeah, Gisela, we're her nighttime because it's near Gisela's bedtime over there. Unless she can't sleep, and then she's awake in the afternoon, a couple hours from now. But this block here that we're doing today has the puzzle. Okay, I'm doing the live. Trying to figure out how to get it off here. Because it's going to go off again in 5 minutes because I didn't snooze it. I snoozed it. Ugh. How many times will it chime before I get there? But it's 5 colors, your background, and 4 colors. Because it's like this stripe, this one, this one. And it worked out. I could either put these 2 as stripes, or I could put them the other direction, because this block, unfortunately, you have leftover pieces to do the next block. Yeah. Because we have the big goose unit here. But this one's all about color placement, I think. It's a good for our brain to do something different. You have fun too. Have a good night's rest, Gisela. Glad you could stop by and say hi. And that's the important thing. You stopped by and said hi. But it's like, after I got all the pieces cut and I know what's what, and so the only thing, I think this will be 3.5 by 6.5, is it? Good morning, Mary. And the first thing we're supposed to sew together by the pictures here is the flying geese units. You will have 4 different flying geese units. So when I sew them, I'm going to put them right back up on the block, on the wall. That way I don't get them goofed up of where they go. Yes, sometimes challenges for others will help others. No doubt some of us will have the same problems. Showing how you dealt with it is a bonus, yeah. Like me sewing that bag together yesterday. I had no idea. I did it. I like it. And that's all that matters. And then the other thing is finished is good. Finished is always good. It's more about working without blocking the camera, knocking it over, and how to narrate. Yes. And then it's like on my case, being I don't have the editing talents and stuff. When I do just a recording, it's on the other side of this table where I can't even reach it. So then there's always the big pause when I start it and big pause. I need to get remote. You need a remote start and stop, or learn how to edit that little ends off. Okay, I'm going to press this piece open. So there's always the talking. As soon as you hit the on button, you talk because you're walking around to get back in your seat. Your hands are in the way. There's so many elements. We just need a cameraman. But then that would cost extra food. Nah, it's not worth it. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, Joyce. Today we're working on the woven star. Hi, Gayla. Oh, come on, quit. Done. Quit. No more. No more dings. Let's see. Make sure everybody's saying hi to everybody else. I'm hoping the shield up muffles some of the noise from my sewing machine. There's a couple little dog ears here to trim. I don't know which ones I really need to trim, but I trim them both. Bulk is bulk. And one flying geese done. I'm not going to square it up yet, but it should be 3.5 by 6.5. Because these other small ones in the middle have to be the 3.5s. Hello, Lorraine. And welcome. Just started. I'm sewing the big flying geese units, which there's 4 of them. Here, 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 and here. So I'm going to take the one off the top, flip this over. That way I can pick it up and I know which end it has to be on. I don't know if it would help if I pull my table out. Hi, Michelle the quilter. She says, hi, Sandra, Cassie. So happy for you, Cassie. Hi, June, Gladys, Deb, Terry, Denise, and everyone. You got just about everybody's name in there. And I was looking for other projects. Carrie was trying to get me to sew another bag together. I'll take a breather from the bag for a little bit. But it's like, it's fine. I have a different little project up there. I didn't get the pattern downloaded last night. I was trying to get the blow-a-coat taken care of because my house was starting to get where I could write my name on my hardwood floor. So I had to do some of that last night. So I'm going to do, I think, a small bag. So this goes here. So this one goes here. Hello, Maritza. Hola. And then Austin getting me up early this morning. I don't even think, not even thinking correctly. And hello, Katie. Thank you all for coming over. And I see I'm at 303. I got 3 more subscribers. Cutting off my dog ears. Dog ear, rabbit ear, cat ear, whatever ears. And I'll press. And this one needs some trimming because it's got some off things here. But I'm going to trim them all up at the end. Yes. Yeah. I filled 2 complete dust cups yesterday. And then I found out Rita was going to be on. So I quit vacuuming. My dinner got done too. I've seen how much I could get done in the 24 minutes it took to cook my pizza. But it was a challenge. So I figure I'll just do some more today. But I got to keep that. And then my furnace filters, I'm going through them every 6 to 8 weeks instead of every 3 months. And so I was so honored last night. One of the veterans sewing machine rehab guys commented on my video. I gave him a shout out in my video. I came to tears because I admire him so much. Andy too. Oh, that was sweet. Yep. I watch all those videos. And Terry knows I comment. It's like, if I watch a video and I like it, I comment. In fact, if I watch a video, I comment them on any of them. It's just me. But if I don't like it, I'll tell them too. Just like DirecTV when I was on hold with them. It's like, I told them they're stupid. What I have to listen to while I'm on hold is dumb, and dumber. It's a stupid bird of some sort. Hi, I'm. It's like, he was getting the best of me. But that's when the gal was talking so slow. These colors are so close, and making sure you get the right sides together on there right. But at least these are some bigger geese that we get to play with. Playing geese. Yeah. Want to laugh? I had to call these years ago, and the guy was so helpful. Not that I told him I should have called the gecko. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's like, I don't like when I call them and you can tell they're at home. Their kids are all just rambling everywhere. The cat screaming, the dog's barking his full head off. And I'm supposed to be able to hear them. And it's like, I said, "Are you working from home?" "No," he says. I says, "Well, do you get to take your kids and your dog to work with you every day?" Gecko. Yep. Gecko the gecko. And then that other one, Liberty. It's like, they get you on the commercials. And that's because they're supposed to attract our kids, and our kids are supposed to keep reminding us. Eating a bag of chips while you, yeah, nah. It's like, uh, I, my Jamie's sister, she went for Verizon trouble, the trouble line. She wasn't even subscribed to Verizon, but they just have computer piece. They just type in what the person's having problems, and it pops up these screens of what the problem could be. And she said, "You know how many people hang up on? They call because they don't have a problem. They just call because the number's there." "What size do you trim the flying geese to?" 3.5 by 6.5. And then the little squares that are going to be here, there'll be 4 of them. They'll all be 3.5 by 3.5. And Terry, yes, I always tell them, when you're finished with your script, please listen to what I'm saying. Yes. Then Ronnie at one time was going to get a job at one of those. And I says, "With your temper, I don't think that would be a good job for you." Because I says, "Remember what I do." Oh, because she knows her mother's way on telemarketers. I'm not rude. It's like, if I don't have time, pass them off to the grandkids. Wash the dishes, wash the car, mow the lawn. It's like, I was glad my phone reached out there pretty good. It's like, I put my life on hold for them. You're welcome, Valerie. There. No time at all. those 4 flying geese are done. They're not trimmed. So I will sit it up, and I'm going to take them off one at a time to trim them, because I want them to go back in the correct spot. So find the ruler up here. Figure out which one's going to work best for me as pieces are flying off. Put the screen down a little bit more. There, you got it. Yeah. Okay. Now this should work, because I just have to go to the 3.5, line this up, and then trim here, and then do the other trimming, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. I didn't have my rotary cutter out ready. Oh, and then when my phone wasn't working, I was using the neighbor's phone. Well, can I call you back on your number that's in the folder? I says, no, that phone's not working. Well, how are you calling us? I says, my neighbor's. Well, can I take your neighbor's phone number? So if I have to call you back, it's like, no, I want it fixed now. I don't want them bothered. It's like some of them, it's like you got to wonder, what the heck? Okay, 1/2 of 6.5 is 3.25. So flip this over, 1, 2, 3.25. That should be that little trim. I have a 3.5 and 6.5 that was given to me, but where I put it, I don't know. I actually have a 3.5 by 6.5 trim ruler for a flying geese from Quilting the Day that was given to me. And right now, I don't know where I put it. Because I go, what are the odds I need it? Because I make do with any of my rulers. So 3.5. Not enough to worry about there for trimming. Put it right back up there. Take off the next one. And Terry, that is when you ask where's your sign man? Flip that back over. Line up all the bells and whistles. Everything's got 3.5. It's got a little bit to trim off of this one too. I love my new rulers, Laura, if you're listening. That's all I use now. 3.25. Because that's where that point of the goose should be. 3.25. Little trim and the dog ear. Once they told me the guy is up on the pole now fixing it, I said, then let me talk to him. I'm looking at the pole and he's not up there. Yeah. And they come up with some. Okay, go back and check. Yep, that's about what needs to be trimmed. I went back and looked at the ruler setup. But sometimes I think they all think we don't know what we're talking about. And it's like one day I asked but the cable guy to come remove my cable because I wasn't paying anymore and I didn't want to be charged if they left the cord there. He come cut it in the middle of the yard. I had a piece hanging down off my garage that the kids could have swung on it. And this goes right there. Do this, flip around, grab the next one. But sometimes I wonder what they think we are. We're not uneducated. This one here. It's a little 1, 2, 3.5. So I have to readjust this one because it's a little off. I don't know why this one's off. But I just moved it up to fit my 3.5. So I might not get that. I won't be cutting the point off. 3.25. And 6.5. Just the dog ear. Put it back up here. Rotate again. And last of the flying geese. The flock is heading south. Means we have rain today and I had some mail to go out. And I didn't, because I'm live, I can't just say, hold on, I'm going to go catch the mailman. I wrapped it in saran wrap and put it out on the thing with the flag up. I did the best I could think of. So he'll probably wonder why it's wrapped in saran wrap. And of course, it quit raining. But you just never know when it might sprinkle again. Six and a half by 3.5. Just the dog ear. And a thread. So they're all done. Let me clean up the area. April 23rd, 6 a.m. What is April 23rd at 6 a.m.? Okay. So now when we go back and look at the pieces, we have extra space because we're sewing up this gap. Now we're going to concentrate on the center mess. And I'm spreading them out so they got a little more room. Me and my have to have it clear for you guys. Seeing is better. It's straightened up, then give everybody a chance to, because it's a little more detailed now. And it says, make one of each color combination. And this is what they mean by color combination. These two smaller triangles get sewed together to make one larger triangle that gets sewed to this large triangle. So this is a triple triangle square. And these are the same thing. Make them, place them back on your puzzle in your puzzle board. The best way to do it. Make it and put it right back on there. Whether you're using a design board or just your countertop. Put them right back on. Because this is a puzzle. Coordinating your colors. Now, if you go on to do block 2, 3, 4, you might be able to come up with a better thing by the time you get to the end. Excuse me, I got the burp ups. It's not the hiccups, it's the burp ups. It doesn't say which way to press. It's going against another triangle. So, see, I made the larger triangle. So now it will just, this one gets put on top of here and sewed. It, get them all lined up and they fit really well. And it doesn't matter which way you press to, that's your choice on this one. It's just get everything lined up and it fits really well. I'm not seeing anything left over, which normally I always see a little hangover of some sort, but not today. Put the leader under here. I sat it out to use it, and then I never used it. I know I'm probably going too fast for some of you, but I try to go slow. And see, and then when this one comes off, it sits right back up there. And then when these 4 get done, then I will trim them all at the 3.5. So let's go to the next one. Just lay this over, pick it up, and I always put the side I have to sew on top, always. That way I don't twist it around. Kathy, are you confused? Carrie, are you learning anything on these triangles? There's lots of things you do with triangles. Carrie was talking about, yeah, you're watching. It's like, this is that one that you and Mona printed out. I think you printed it out. Fast forward, replay, slow down. Yes. And I always put the block and where I got the block out on the titles. We can't put the direct links to it anymore, or I can't. Yeah, because Carrie wants to do some triangles and she was trying to say point to point. Well, it takes something to make them point to point work out. And so like these two, they join together this way. This one goes here. And so Carrie's got to learn. I think her doing the brick Okay, thank you. It's like I tried to help explain things because no one told me. I taught myself to quilt. I figured it was just sew blocks together and you're done, but there's more to it. And my first one was a 4 patch with a solid square because I had birds of the states my mom tricam painted, but I just didn't want all these white squares with birds, trees, and whatnot for each state. So I made a giant 4 patch to go in between, or a block, or 4 patch. Can't remember now. That was 50 years ago. And that got used until, I mean, it literally wore out. With 3 kids, camping, moving, because I can tell you, I probably wrapped that quilt around the TV or something to keep it safe when we was moving. To keep something from scratching something, but it's like I'm sure I mistreated that quilt because it's like it was just a quilt to me. Just like I will say it's just a dog or it's just hair or that's me. Like, even in my family, it's just hair. It'll grow back. It's your you're living and breathing in that part that's important. See, I don't remember. I think this gets placed this way. So it's not that I don't care. It's just there are from Casey going through cancer, we learn to live life. Every day is like you never know when it's going to be your last day. And if it insults anybody, I'm sorry. But if you let our cancer doctor, the pediatric oncology, they had a thing with the adult cancer, and they would bring those people down so they could watch these kids having fun. Live life to your fullest. Don't let it get you down. Because adults hear the word cancer, they think death. Kids don't know what cancer means. It's just a word to them. It's the parents that I think took it to the fullest. Oh, take a stretch break. Yeah, Lori, people deal with serious issues differently. It's what works for you that matters. Hugs. Yep, you never know. You you just never know. And talking about it helps too, because it's like went through all those different with my I only missed one of his chemo sessions. I started it, or no, it was low counts. He had to be hospitalized because he could have stubbed his toe and bled to death internally or some dumb thing. But we had to go to the hospital and he had to be put in isolation and watched over carefully. The doctor goes, I don't let any of my kids, when their counts are that low, stay at home. Infection world could bleed. And then that's when I learned how to read blood counts. Yes, there are stages you go through with all of it. Like this, when the cancer kids' parents come, oh, you're so lucky. And it's like, how am I lucky? My kid has cancer. Your kid has cancer. We didn't know back then. They never told us stages. You had to dig the information out of the doctor. I mean, literally, you had to dig it out of them. Now they slap you with more stuff and you go, can you slow down? I can't get it all. The last cancer doctor my husband had, that guy, he wrote it out. Guy or gal, I don't know. We played doctor tag, made appointments of what time to be there, showed up an hour early, and still missed him because we went to the bathroom. Oh, I guess before I wonder what white, gold, and dark gold and that's for, I better erase Rita's note off of here. Means I'm killing some time. It is still that way. It's like digging for gold. Yes. I go in and I want the proof. I want the writing. I want the blood work. I still have my husband's last blood test on my phone. I'd copied it and carried it around until the next blood test and the next blood test. And then I would look at the difference of, we need to, you can't have salads and raw things till your blood white count comes down or goes up. And then you're going to bruise easily. So don't go out and work on the chainsaw because you could bleed. And my husband's going, what? I says, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And he thought I was crazy, I'm sure. He says, no wonder you was used the most up at the hospital. I said, I wasn't used at the hospital. I was the mother that stayed. So I was the mother that took care of the other 3 kids in our 4-bedroom. They would always put us in a 4-bedroom because I took care of the kids. I was the one that was up all night, whether they was throwing up or having to go to the bathroom. I recorded it down for every nurse. Every kid had a napkin on their nightstand with the information that nurse needed. Because I wasn't going to be sleeping through it anyway. I don't know how I couldn't sleep through. They'd always say on Thursday morning, so you're going to go home and get a good night's sleep. Because we got discharged Thursday morning, and then we'd drive back up, even though it was 200 and some miles round trip. We'd drive back up for the last chemo. And it's like, yeah, I went home and got that good night's sleep. Hi, Maureen. How's everything today? Hi, Pamela. How's it going? I'm sure you're still going through boxes and paperwork and all sorts of stuff. I downsized to this day, and it's been almost 6 years. Oh, my husband will not listen to me, then go back to the doctor and he will agree with me. Hubby looks at me like, how did you know? I've studied your blood work. Yes. Uh-oh. It's a lot of adjusting. It's like, hopefully you get it all. It's like when I first went on to the newer internet, because they don't send anything by mail anymore. It's all electronic mail. And I go, how am I supposed to remember all this? So I just write out a piece of paper at the beginning of every month. And as I pay for it, I write how I paid for it, when I paid for it, and then the next month I copy that same piece of paper onto another piece of paper. Just like I just mailed out my property tax. Well, it hasn't left my house yet. But I had to pay a $5 penalty for not paying my internet. And it's like, well, because the email went to the junk mail and I didn't check the junk mail. Yeah. Yep. Let's see, this one, by process of elimination, I know it has to line up to make that stripe this way. This one, the stripes is this, and this. Okay. I was threading the bills, so why get them? Yeah. I just got a thing from my credit card. It says you chose to go paperless. I did. So evidently the gal at the place signed me up for paperless. So again, one at a time, I am going to make it 3.5 by 3.5. One at a time. Because I don't want to lose the placement. So there's the 3.5. And it's like, I wish you guys could see better because of this is the big triangle and this is the small triangle here. Well, this small triangle where the points join together need to be at the 3.5 here. This line needs to run down the long angle. And so if it says 3.5, you just trim off what's left. And it looks like it's my dog ears. We always trim the ears of the dog. A little tiny piece over there. Turn it. Of course, stubborn dog ear didn't want his ears pierced. And then this was over here, so it needs to be completely over here. Line up again, 3.5 and 3.5. And I should only have the one dog ear to trim. And that one's done. Now put it back where it needs to be so I don't get messed up. Out of all the trimming, the triples and the hourglass, they're the hardest because you have 4 points you have to line up. It's like the big one on the line. I got kicked out of my chart. I don't know why. Oh, this block is on Patchwork Square. And give me a second and I will go get it and put a tag up here. Because I know it's on my tablet. It's on the Patchwork Square. woven star, copy, close that down, go back to just YouTube, paste, send, and go back up here, top filter all messages. I think that's the only thing I have to do. In other words, I'll miss messages. Then means I tapped my ruler when I did that. Realign to make sure it all fits. And then I see I put my tablet back in the way. Sorry for that. But one of my YouTube videos, one of my first ones, is how to square this up. But at that time, I wasn't calling it a triple triangle square because I didn't know what its legal name was. Till one night, Laura and I was goofing off, or Saturday. And that's what it was. That's what it's called. Triple triangle square. Put this right back up where it belongs. Grab the next one. My baby lock alters has to go in for repair. Oh no, average wait is 3 weeks. Not happy about it, but over the years I've learned don't sweat the small stuff. It's just a machine. And so Terry, not for nothing, but this machine sews better than the one I didn't take apart. So I must have done something right. Yeah, you cleaned her all up. After the dress, I will have to edit the last video. And Maureen saying, hi, June. It's like, there's a question I was going to ask. Does the people want to see the chat afterwards, or do they want just watch the video and listen? Because when I was looking, there's a button we have to push now if we want the live chat to stay on. That's why sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. We have to make that decision now. And I'm thinking, it's like, how many of us actually watch the chat? We just go back and listen. You want to see the live chat on replay? Well, it's one thing we have to set it up as the YouTuber. Oh, Darlene's got a picture on Kathy's Facebook. And I would like the live chats on replay. On mine? Okay. Let me go grab Facebook real fast. Okay, put that over there. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So did you make an extra one, being you have 20? yours. Okay, there's the red, white, and blue. Isn't that beautiful? All the blocks. Oh, that turned out really good. There's the woven star block. We get to see them in bigger because of my tablet. Thank you, Darlene. It's like I gotta go back to YouTube land. Do the setting up again. Ooh, it saved it this time. That turned out good, Darlene. Yeah. So what did Darlene? I have mine in there. Okay. I'm moving, I think 6 to the back because I'm using that panel. And the 6 in the back, I think I'm going to put 2 more blocks with it, or 6 or 7, whatever it is. Okay, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's 6 to the back. I might do 2 more blocks and put four together on point, like in 2 different corners of the backing of the quilt. Okay, put this down here. And I know because of this yellow stripe here, that's where that one went. Got one more to square up. If you zoom in, you can see I put embroidered. Yeah, I seen the names in the sashing. I just didn't enlarge it for up there. I was trying to take not a whole lot of time away. I tried to be. I try to do as much as I can. 3.5, 3.5. Get that turned. And Maureen saying hi to Kathy. But on some people say, well, you're talking what everybody writes. So we shouldn't have to put it up. But I noticed that it said today, do you want the live chat in the replay? And of course, I chose no, because I wanted to get everybody else's opinion. That means if we put a link in on the page like I did, it'll still be there. I just don't know if you can access it. You know, to one touch hit it. I don't remember on that part. But it's been so long since I've seen chat come up on anybody's. I just thought it was a thing they did away with. Okay, now I'm going to sit this back down where you guys can see it. And this one must go here. That direction anyway. Here and here. So let's see what the instructions say next. Of course, they want us to sew this one to this one to this one, and then sew the 2 groups together. Now it's on my page. The red, white, and blue that Darlene just posted. It's on my Sandra K. Aren't you part of mine over there, Nancy? I use my personal. I'm not going to start up a second account. Aren't we friends, so Terry? She can put it on Kathy's. Okay. I enjoyed seeing it. It's like, yeah. So I guess I have to go back and check. So I'm going to put a list on my Facebook. I'm adding to my list my table here. Terry. Because I try to. Okay. Yeah, because I thought we was friends. Maybe it's one of those Facebook things. You like the striped fabric in there? I thought it's the only time I've used it so far. So I figured I better get it used. I did a whole quilt binding with that stripe because I had so many colors in the quilt. It was a block lotto. Oh, it's like, oh, that looks pretty. I have 42 watching, 303 subscribers, and 33 thumbs up. Do I want to wreck go to 34? Put my thumb up. But I don't think I do Facebook on my phone. Yeah. And see, I'm trying to keep my phone more a phone camera family thing, not a computer that I walk around with. And I'm still learning how to disconnect things on my watch. I forgot to speed up the time. Playback speed. Get rid of some of that delay. I've got the red dot slid up as far as I can, but it takes its time. And I won't do TikTok and all those things. I'm just not. I don't live for the computer. I do not live for the computer. You're thinking two of yours got lost in the mail? Well, it's like I sent out the email asking people if they was missing any names, and I didn't get any replies. So I know everybody's missing. It was the same three. Yours wasn't in any of them that I got replies back from. It was just so Terry, Diane, and one person was Miss and Lisa. Or yeah, it was Diane, Tracy, and yeah. I have everybody's, but yeah, not you. It's like I was seeing your name and read what I was thinking, what I was reading. That happens quite a lot for me because I'm looking at your name because it's highlighted in blue. Putting my rollers up out of the way for now. I just sat them down there because I have to stack them a certain way. So now I'm going to sew this and this together. Make the big center 9 patch. But she said she had 15 done. And Nancy got yours, Dorlyn. I got yours. And Kathy got yours. I know. Don't turn this upside down. Don't turn it upside down. I don't want Jack. So off the list, Dorlyn, do you know who didn't get yours? Or is it just you haven't heard? Okay. This is where having that stripe in there definitely works, because I know that stripe has to go up there. But my red, white, and blue is on hold for putting the rest together, because I have to get that quilt quilted. All the steps, one step at a time this week, putting it on the long arm. Hoping to make the first stitch on it today. Okay, that's correct. So I'll lay this down on this and sew this seam. The only time if I use a pin, I use it now to make sure they don't move to join the intersections. Concentrate, can't talk and sew at the same time, making sure that they all lined up. Press it open, and if there's a lot of bulk, I'll sit there and play with it. I don't do the unstitch and spin. It's like I will do just a cockeyed little thing. Anything to take the bulk out. Just a little bit of the bulk. Because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces intersecting out there. So I do what I call a smash. Just smash it and press the other ones out. It looks like you pressed wrong, but it works. So now it's what they call the 9 patch form. Sometimes when you're looking for quilt blocks, they'll ask you if you want 4 patch blocks, 9 patch blocks. Okay. But it's like, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections. This is what they call a 9-patch block. It looks like I have a triangle down there in the corner because of my tablet. This one looked like it was a half square triangle. But there's just 9 patches. Now I just have to sew them together. I'll do the web way. So I will sit this down. The best I can. And start sewing the. This is where, if I didn't have that one bag underneath my table, I'm going to go ahead and move it onto the cutting board. And try not messing them up. Put this back up. Okay, Dorlin's going to investigate. Because, yeah, some of us have our extra blocks. Lisa's was, she sent out a new one to Susan Munger. And then there was a lot of miscommunication on some of the stuff. Oh, I forgot to make sure that block was the right size. Because that should have, the center one should have measured out 6.5 by 6.5. I just want my 2 points to line up. Right there and there. Stop at that intersection and proceed on. I'll show you what that intersection I was talking about. When you join the center 9 patch, the 4 of them onto the outside 2, there's 2 points to watch for. And I'll show you that as soon as I get this off of here. Because if you don't see it, you don't know what I'm talking about. You have a goose unit joining up with another intersection. And if you don't want to lose points, this goose unit right here, you want it to line up with this seam, this point with that seam. And so just make sure that point, and I didn't chop my point off. I actually have a little extra. And then it'll be the same thing over here, because another goose unit is going to, this one will line up with this one. But it's just the little things that we learn as we go. Quilting is a learning process. It's like we learn a lot that way. And there, I pressed it out flatter so you could see it. But you don't want to lose the point. If you do, no biggie. When it's quilted, they all kind of mesh together because they get wrinkly and bumpy, and I love the quilts after it gets that wrinkly stage. And anybody that wants to take that good of a look at the quilt, go for it. So normally I put a pin in here and then I line it up over here at that little 1/4 inch intersection, and then put a temporary pin there so it gets close to it. Doesn't have to be exact, at least close is better. It's better than a 1/4 inch off. And I've taken blocks apart because I wanted my point. It's like, that was the important part. I need the point. And white on white. Make sure I have the right sides. This LED light that Laura got me, it sure helps with the white on white. And then if it doesn't, I have the flashlight that Susan Munger gave me. Okay, put my leader and ender on here. Most people have two, so they don't have to pause. But it's like, this person always has one that ends up walking away. It doesn't want to play the game anymore, I guess. So, open up my web piece. See if everything looks right. And it does. So now I'll sew the last 2 seams. I'll get a drink. Thank you, Joanna. Okay, Pamela. Take the dogs out. Mine's in napping. See, I almost chopped the point off of this one. Almost. It's there. Barely, but you can see it. We're not going nowhere. It's like, I do have another, I did find a project that I could sew. Another thing I haven't sewed. And thanks, Joyce. That one goes that way, so this one goes this way. Always having to decide which way the seams go. And I'm pinning for you guys. Because it's like, most of the time I don't. This one here would have been, this is, I want to go into this seam right here where that 1/4 inch is. This was a trick I learned in home ec with darts and stuff. You put the pin in, push it, and then you can turn it. And 40 watching, 39 thumbs up. I noticed as I was putting my live, I just turned my live on when Tiffany said that she was going live. And I said, oops. But we can't merge around everybody. We just take what we get. So either go one way or the other or watch the replay on one of them. Okay, got to make sure I hold that down. I want that seam to go that way. I didn't press all the seams. Joyce paid the rent. It's like, whoops. If I catch it on the corner of my table, then it goes flinging out of my hand. Makes the cord too short. But I know where my scissors are at all times. And I can just reach over there blindly and pick them up. And then I just finger press for now. That way when I go over to the ironing station, they go the right way. You're teaching. We are learning. Thank you. It's like, if you read some of my comments, they go that they learn more from here. And I'm very thankful for that. It's like I learned by trial and error. And you always pass off what you learned to somebody else. My home ec teacher is like, I enjoyed her. And the lady that had the birthday party that I had Connie here with the dog, that was her sister-in-law for a while, married to her brother. And she goes, what did Miss Maria Indice, and then when she married Pine, have to say about this? And it's like, because it's like, she said she was an excellent teacher. And then she reminds her her nieces, because all the time that her mother was an excellent teacher. She passed. And it's like, she reminds her nieces about how good of a teacher their mother was. And I get it from a student that she had. Because we buy a pattern and we think that the pattern's going to fit. Which block is the hat marine? Denise, you're right. Sandra is a great teacher. Oh. Marine, has anyone not received my block? Done with that dress, I mean. Okay. Is there a reversible dress patterns out there? See, I haven't looked at any of that because if I made kids clothes, they wouldn't wear them anyway. The only thing that they wear, the red, white, and blue blocks. And I think the next block swap we do, if anybody wants to participate, is the Crazy Log Cabin. That way everybody gets everybody's scraps. I don't know if anybody's willing to do that with me or not. It's just a suggestion. Yes. It's like if you get, yeah, there's lots of materials that are too thin, I think. And then I have the rule, just because it's on sale or reduced, they found a good buy. It's a good buy for a reason, because it was rejected by somebody else. That sounds like fun, Mary. Crazy log cabins. And just look at all the variety of fabrics a person would have in their quilt. And it's like my center, we could all pick our favorite color to be our center block. Okay, Laura's back. It's like, I just saying that the next block swap I want to do is crazy log cabin. Dorlin's in for it. Mary's in for it. But if everybody puts their favorite color as the start stone, Laura's getting, there's the block. Della, I'm in. Okay. It's like, maybe I better quit writing on my board down here. Maybe I better get an actual piece of paper. Hi, Tessa. And Patty G, I think she's in. And I'm going to suggest that everybody just put it in the envelope, put the 2 stamps on it, drop it off at your post office. Don't go in and ask them. It's like, smash it in there the best you can. Press it the flattest you can. But Marla's out. Oh, I didn't know you was lurking, Marla. But hello, Marla. Yeah. I know everybody doesn't have time to do the blocks as we're doing them, but this is how you learn. And some people, like I'm making that sampler one. This is block 15. And it's like, it's fun. See, my next one will be done with the blue instead of the yellow. Yes, there is a difference. You just use strips, any width, any color, and you still do, like, you start with the center. So there's 5 sides to the center. So you can either go with them clockwise or back and forth off of the center. Yeah, Terry, I know you're out. Oh, did you comment earlier? Okay. If I'm busy and the chat's moving, when they start saying hellos. But that's today's block, woven star at patchworksquare.com. I didn't print out the big picture on the front. I got to thinking, why am I doing that when I know this is sufficient? And then I write the day we did it after I look up to see what today is. Of course, the phone don't say it right off the bat. April 4th. And then I put it back in my book alphabetically. And then I could refer. And then also I turn this over, take a regular ballpoint pen, and I write on one of the seams what it is. So if I want to refer back to it, I know what block it is without having to go through every page, every memory. But all the blocks up there have that written on the seam. Because when I put them back together, it'll be a while because I will be sitting there playing with them and seeing which one I want to be more in the center. But that's this block. Whenever I saw a block like this, I thought that one of the fabrics was sewn atop the other. The interwoven sections, not pieced side by side. Nice to see an expert show what's really going. This is the way this pattern is. And when we go from a free pattern, we do it. I tried the woven one where it looked like that was a challenge. I didn't get very far. And then I have my 1/4 inch on all my points. That's important too. We need to have that 1/4 inch so we don't lose those stars. And if I slide it up here into the right bracket, it's all 12.5. Everything matches up. I did what I call the smash for the center, so it's not so rocky because it's just like standing on a top. Okay, Joyce. And I got another project that I haven't done. So to kill a little bit more time for everybody. I'm not going outside today. I'm going to do from 2023 Open Gates I Love Fall Storage. They call it storage box. And like on the red, white, and blue swap, Dora Lynn, I wrote the names on the seam also. So here's something coming out of the bag. I have no idea what I'm doing. So you guys can all join me. Or if you don't want to attend, you know how. But sew whatever you're sewing. Okay. I'll put this over here for right now. And you have a great rest of your day, Joanna. Go keep your busy. I know you're always busy doing a million things. It's like we have to keep ourselves busy. I trimmed off 2 long strings. There is, iron-on interfacing. So take that out and not press it. At least not yet, right? This white on white with little tiny cluster of 4 dots and strip of singles or rows of singles. This I won from a creator, Brandy, 100 proof quilter. I won this packet from her giveaway. It says, I love fall most of all. Pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes. It's not fall, but it's like, so it must have been like the October, September box. And turquoise, like a turquoisey, light blue, tealy blue, whatever orange, darker blue, and white pumpkins. Quite the assortment of pumpkins. That fabric is called Harvest Moon. Okay. It's very pretty. So I can tell you, these are the outsides of the little pouch. And this is the lining here. So this good old read the instructions. I'm going back to sorting stuff. Nice to see you all. Bye for now. Take care, Pamela. And it's always nice that you join us. I love fall storage box. 9 by 10 of tossed pumpkin. 9 by 7.5 of words. Okay, cutting from the tossed pumpkin fabric. Okay, Dorlin's got to go. Okay, Dorlin. Have a nice day. I have to cut. Okay, check. The ingredients were all there. Oh, that quilt just needs binding now? Okay. It says out of the tossed pumpkin fabric. Bring that over here. I need an 8.5 by 12.5. So I guess I'll stand up and get the 12.5 by 12.5 ruler. I need to stand up anyway. My chair squeaks when I do that. No, it's they called it a what did they call it? Storage box. It does have 2 handles on it. I can show you the itty bitty picture. There's the picture. It says it's going to be 4 by 4.5 by 3. So move that up to the utmost point. And it says 8.5 by, take the 8.5 by 10. Let's see if that's what this measures. Where's my 1 corner? Well, it's close. Cut 1 8.5 by 10 strip and then subcut that strip. Okay. Another quick pattern free on the net and videos for YouTube is the dog bone shaped pillow you can make for Ronnie. Really comfy behind the neck when lying on the sofa. You lined yours? It might even be good to take for when you're having the chemo. Who says those chairs are comfy? So first I have to cut an 8.5 by 10 and a 8.5 by 10. There's 8.5. There's the 10. Get everything all in here. Was Joyce in the red? No, she was not. Yeah, Joyce is a new one for me. Well, it's like when I try to see who all the 303 names are out there, it only tells me like 20 of them. And then it says subcut 8.5 by 7. So this is the 8.5 way. So over to 7. Well, why do they have you cut such weird things? I don't know. Because there's that one. And then it says it wants 2 4 1/4, which is half of the 8.5. It's the 4 1/4 by 2.5. It's like, I don't know. I'm not the pattern writer. And could downsize my ruler a bit here. Because that should be 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. Yep. Okay, there's those pieces that are needed for that. Yeah. There's so many new ones to our groups anymore that are following. And then I have some different ones than Kathy does. Okay, from the blue words, I need 2. I'm not even going to look at the first part. 8.5 by 3 3/4. Because it says cut your 8.5 by 7. So 8.5 by 7. I'm not going to take and cut that off, because what if this is crooked? Into 2 8.5 by 3 1/4. So I'm just going to cut the 8.5 by 3 1/4. But it says watch direction of your words. So now tell us which way this actually do. Because it gets sewed on to oh, you always have to read ahead. Hi, Brenda. How are you today? Wish they would tell you which way the words need to be going, because it's like it fit. See, because if you do 8.5 by 7, which there's only one way to do 8.5, is this way. So your 8.5 by 3 3/4 would have to be cut this way. It's the only way it's going to work. And 3 1/4. Find a straight possible. Double check, because it's the only way you're going to get 8.5. Hi, Maria Silva. Central California? Is it raining down that way? Or do you got beautiful sunshiny? 1, 2, 3 and a quarter. The words aren't straight on here, so I'm not worried about it. I'm good. How are you? Hope you're all well. I'm already off work and home, going to need to get a second job to support my hobby. Are you? If I was to try and line up these words to be straight, I'd be here all day trimming. So I'm not going to let my OCD get the best of me. Ignore it. It's just a print. It's just a print. It's just a print. Now I just got to do the 8.5s. And Maureen saying her hellos to both Brenda and Marie. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake, but that's just me. We're not all good. Oops, 8.5. It's like, where am I trimming to? I trimmed that one at 10 and a half. So I got to go back and trim off a piece. Because I can't read my own ruler. Crazy. It was off a little, so I left it in a little. The new 8.5 clear out there in Timbuktu. I mean, that's a good 1.5 inches. So there's those pieces. And from the lining fabric. Okay. That gets put up there. Okay, I did that section. That section. I need 8.5 by 12.5 rectangle. Looks like they give us plenty. Yes, they did. Let's first see what this measures. And then double check the measurement. 8.5 by 12.5. So 8.5 there. The whole ruler here. 8.5. Gotta go over this way a little because it's not from where I'm lining it up. Would have shorted me just a little bit. I always run the cutter twice. Gotta rotate it. That's my 8.5. Always seems to miss one fiber. Rotate it. And trim that little bit off over here. And out of the fusible cut it 8 by 12. And even on the fusible, you can feel the bumps on the one side. 8 by 12. There's the one corner. 8 and 12. Slide it back this way a little bit. I'm off the board. 8 by 12. Okay, those pieces are all cut. Find my one corner. The OCD me. Okay, piecing. With wrong sides together, press a 2 1/4 rectangle. Press the 2 1/2 by 4 1/4 tossed pumpkin in half. Okay. This must be the handles. It says press in half. Better take the ruler out of the thing. It says press in half. Using my handy dandy little roller. Laura got this for me. Okay, get them both pressed in half. Oh, with wrong sides together. Oh, I did do that right. It's a faded color. Yes, you got rain down there. Melinda's going out to the tulip festival today. I went to one of the tulip gardens. And then open and press the raw edges to the center. And then repeat. It's just open enough to rotate. Press, hold them to the center. And it says when you sew them, you're cutting? Okay. It says when you sew these, sew on each side. So I'm going to put a pin in it right now while I sew. It's like I will go actually press it before I probably sew it. But for right now, I will just put it up there. And another one. I'll read ahead to see what's next because it's like That way I save on sewing. Now it says take the blue words, one way, one the other way. Oops. Do as what it says, not as I do. And this piece goes between. I'm just checking on all my sewing, what I have to do. Let's see. It says this should be 5/8 inch thick, and it is. So it says to sew these together and sew these together. So I'll do a little bit of sewing, and then we'll do the placing of the handles and whatnot. And everybody talk amongst themselves what you're doing. It's like we know there's bad weather here, there, everywhere. There's one side. And raise this up. Continue the next. Oh, put my sewing machine back on the whole table so it doesn't rock. Noon whistle. Oh, today's Thursday. I'll have late mail today. It'll be the lady, the young lady. And then I'm going to just chain piece these handles back around. No one's doing anything. This is a good time, and it's forcing me to sew things together, get little things off myself, even though I just got this. It wasn't like it was on my list, but anything out of here is out of here, right? And you have somebody to sew with. I just can't answer you back unless you write something down here. Here in New York, cloudy 47, but last night the winds were so strong, I'm surprised there was a tree left. Any left stand? Yeah. My wind chime was going a little crazy, and my garbage can blew over. Luckily, it was empty. Okay, I'll put this in here. There's not a lot of pieces for this bag, so I have to use the... And I know Terry's probably editing so she can get that next video up. Set those two out there so I possibly don't lose them. And make sure the words are the right way. They're slanted, but there wasn't enough to do the straightening out. Have to make sure they're still lined up. I should find a different spot for all my Pez dispensers. And then put all these little whatnots I'm making around. But I don't know where to move everything to. I'm trying to downsize, not add to, but they're all just cute little things. Carrie was still laughing at some of the things when I said June quit laughing at me making that bag. That bag yesterday. Okay, does it say which way to press these? Press the direction of the arrows. That way. That's what the arrows say. That way. I can press it that way and then just flip it over. It'll be the same thing. I'm down on step 2. It says, with the blue words, press in the direction of the arrows following manufacturer's instruction. Oh, wow. Who manufactured it? I have no idea. Hi, Teresa Louise. I'm glad to see you over here. You had everybody so worried. So I've never had iron-on fleece before. So I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to put a piece of fabric over the top